What is going on? I'm Zedmont, throwing that into the creator boost, trying to keep that as, if I can type it, Z-M-O-T. Does not start with S. There is your first mistake. Now, my other account was in Diamond yesterday in the 5 engine room level. I gotta say, sitting in the passenger seat of a moving vehicle seems to be my sweet spot. Yesterday, I think I went something like 24-2. Well, sitting in the passenger seat, long drive, went from 17 up to 21. And then I got to the hotel and I went 1-7, 1-8. It was awful. Anyways, so the moral of the story is, if you're looking to push, make sure you're in that comfortable spot. Now, we have enough keys to get into that 5 engine room level, and I wanted to cover a little bit of infos that you want to make sure of. If you're leaning towards Laser Rangers, which I gotta say, I really like Laser Rangers. They're not for everyone. They're a little bit hard to control. They're a little bit fast. They tend to hit mines and die and things like that. Save your keys. You need to have at least... I did the math on this. I think it's more than I have right now, to be completely honest. So this is 34. I think it's 150 to get to right here, plus 34 more. So maybe I have one extra key. I think you need 184 keys. We'll find out, though. We'll double check those numbers to go all the way to Laser Rangers. And why that's important is because it can save you a ton of tokens. If you jump to 5 engine rooms too early, you're going to unlock and max out your Bombardiers. Then you're going to get into Laser Rangers and you're going to max them. And maybe you want to skip Laser Rangers. And if that's the case, then maybe you want to take this road into here. There's a couple different paths. Number one is that one right there where you just skip Laser Rangers, get into 6 engine rooms, and then maybe you go back and get Seekers. Maybe you go get Bullet. There's lots of options. The obvious to everyone path is the one that I took on my main, which is to go into Laser Rangers, then go into 6. Seekers are super tempting, but they're definitely not for everyone. I'm going to hold off on Seekers. Maybe this account goes to Seekers, but if I do go to Seekers, I'm going to go through Seekers this way. And the reason why, so much drawing today. The reason why I skipped Seekers on my other account is because I didn't have smoke. This is the account that had Hidden Warriors. It was in 20. It has since fallen down to early 19. Blah, frickin' blah. Just wanted to get you guys thinking. And of course, there are shock launchers as well. I am an offensive player, so I'm just going to keep blindly rushing forwards. Just put a little bit of thought before you go into 5. Figure out where you want to get to and where you're going to go. That is my only point here, is that if you're not going to use Bombardiers, skip over them, get into Laser Rangers. Bombardiers are good. Laser Rangers, I think, are better, especially against... There are some front-loaded bases that look like 2% like this. Laser Rangers against the front-loaded bases, so much fun. Like, mind-blowingly fun. Bombardiers, if you're going to be using Bombardiers, don't forget to use a flare on that first defense. And then, they're usually mortars. Use a flare. Lots of good things to be done there. Not going to cover that in this video. We're going to get into troop health. Always maxing that troop health. 10% battery. That's not a good... Let's do some plugging in here so we don't die mid-battery. There we go. We're charging it up. Also, battery saver mode with this matchmaking, awful. Like, you're sitting there waiting for opponent, and your screen turns off, and it's just like instant panic, and you come back, and you've lost 9 stars. Not awesome. Anyways, I want to just skip Laser Rangers right now, just because we just talked about that, and it was right. It's 184 tokens on keys. I hate calling them tokens. They're keys. Are we going to do that? No, we're going to use I'm going to get Laser Rangers. And by the way, Laser Rangers and Bombardiers are not exclusive of one another. You can mix Bombardiers in with Laser Rangers, but do remember, we have got some other stuff over here. Like over here, we have got troop damage. We've got artillery. We've got GBE. So I know you might be thinking, hey, I've got tons of tokens right now. Like if you look at my tech tree over here, I'm wasting a ton of your time. Always check for chapters with me. You can check. I've got max level barrage. I've got max level like all my defenses. I just went back and maxed basically everything except for flare. Always a good time to do that right about now when you're like feeling super flush, feeling like you've got a lot of tokens, and then you realize, oh crap, we've got GBE and troop damage that we probably should be saving for, but let's just go buck wild and upgrade all this stuff anyways because it doesn't hurt until it does hurt. Right now, like now Zedmont loves having all this stuff. Tomorrow Zedmont is going to be cursing yesterday Zedmont. Just, you get the idea. Just, there's always tomorrow you have to worry about. We're going to build a base now. No base is perfect right now. There is always going to be someone who's going to be able to beat you. So we're just going to try and minimize who can beat us. Like yesterday, I had a moment where I got beat by 2 Seeker players, so I moved all of my shock mines, and I got beat by non-Seeker players. So it was one of those moments where you're damned if you do, and you're damned if you don't. Speaking of damned if you do, damned if you don't, we're going to build a base here. Do make sure you check the chapters, because a lot of you don't give a darn about... See what I did there? Give a darn... My cable's not connecting super well. I've got a shock blaster on this account. That's going to be interesting. My other one that got into diamond and then out of diamond does not have a shock blaster. So that'll make this base like 1% more damaging. By the way, the shock blaster, you just generally speaking, ignore them because they do like 0 damage. It is almost comical how poor of damage those shock blasters do. Like, it's crazy with with level 1 shock blaster. Like, it'll slow down Brick maybe, but even Brick can like sit there and take shots to the dome for like 30 seconds from one of those shock blasters. So I know in the main game we get ingrained in our skulls that you have to be worried about shock blasters, and shock blasters will take you down. Warships, not quite the same thing. I think we're going about there. I was going to make a segue into skiing. Just got back from skiing. Called in sick for the kids. Took the kids skiing. And it was awful. I don't know if you guys saw that coming or not. It was raining. And like 1 degree Celsius, as in like not freezing, which made it so much colder. Like everyone was just dying because all of our gear was just absolutely drenched, and it was cold and miserable, and we still had a blast. So I gotta say, when I was a kid, I did not get to go skiing. My parents never took us skiing because A, it was far, and B, it was expensive. We took our kids, we try and take our kids at least 1 time per year. Am I in the wrong? Man, this cable is not happy at all. Let's try and flip it over. Not that it's going to make much of a difference, but man, like my wife and I were so done, so ready to leave. Our kids were shivering and still asking to go on more runs. And I don't know what it is about skiing, but obviously the gear has gotten better since I was a kid, and I'm not that old. I mean, I am old, but I'm not that old. And a lot of you are often surprised because apparently I sound like I'm like 12 years old on these videos. So I don't know if that's a compliment or not, but let's keep going. We're still building this base, still trying to kill time. We're gonna get all of this stuff over into here. And I gotta say, anytime you see a trophy sitting about here, make sure you check behind it, because the one time I didn't check behind it, I had 30 laser rangers go behind the trophy and then none came out. So it was bad, like bad. I'm really hoping that my audio's coming through. I'm just going to double check that at the same time. Yeah, I think it is. By audio, I mean the game audio. I don't know about you guys, but I like to play with the game audio. I've also got a Doom Cannon instead of a Sky Shield. My other account had a Sky Shield right about here. I'm going to put a Doom Cannon there instead. Probably going to regret that because it's going to get shocked with everything else, but gotta do some different things. And now I originally had this machine gun back here. We're going to move it out. That way I can hide a shock mine right about there, just trying to slow down the Seeker players. You can't stop them quite yet. 3, and then 1, 2, 3 up. Nope, that's too far. We're going to go, where am I at here? I feel like I'm totally and utterly lost. 1, 2, 3, right about there. Okay, so mortar done, boom cannon coming in hot. We are about, I feel like I'm lost right now. You're about there. Somewhere about there. I feel like you need to go about over 1. By the way, I am copying a base that was used by Orion. I feel like I say that every single time. And talking with Orion, he was saying that he always uses Stoneheart's base, and Stoneheart says he doesn't build bases. He copies off someone else. So I don't know who the heck is building all of these bases, but if it's you, thank you for building bases, because clearly it's not me. Clearly it's not Orion. It's not Stoneheart. Someone is building bases, and we are all copying them. So probably one person is building every single base in all of Boom Beach at this point, but thank you to that person. Where can we put you? I feel like there's a big gap about. Maybe that gap's intentional. Maybe it's not. People do freak out when it comes to shock blasters, though, so I'm going to put you about there. Then we're just going to get going, putting all of these mines out bit by stinking little bit. And again, I've said it once. I'll say it 12 more times. Please use the chapters or watch the videos on 1.5 times. I am fully aware that this is just me rambling and babbling and trying to kill time and trying to build the base as fast as I possibly can, and also trying not to screw things up because I'm building the base as fast as I possibly can. So we're getting things almost done, and now typically there'd be a shock mine there, then the shock blaster's there, so we're going to move it over a little bit. Is that a good plan? I don't know. Getting all of this stuff about there. 1, 2, 3, and a 4. We're almost there. We're almost, like, it's so close. I can almost taste it. And I gotta say, no, I'm not gonna say it. Let's keep one of those moments where I came up with an amazing term for when all of your troops hit a mine and then they all die, and it was funny. And it was a pun, and I can't say it. So that is the beauty of the YouTubes. Just can't say all the things, because you gotta not get it. There's a certain level of adultness that you're not allowed to reach to. We need to put some couple mines back there. I feel like these mines back here are a little bit unnecessary. We've got a shock mine that needs to go about here. This is the one that I keep moving. Like, this shock mine feels completely useless, and then you move it, and it turns out it's not completely useless. We're going to hide a shock mine right about there. And now I have 6 more mines that need to go somewhere, some way, as my device is not charging because my cable is absolute garbage. I feel like, see? That's not distracting at all, hey? Just having your phone. And by the way, it's vibrating in my hands too. Every single time it stops, it vibrates in my hands. I feel like this should be over in, like, this neighborhood. I'm going to turn my phone. Hopefully that doesn't go upside down for all of you. Oh, it's just not, it didn't flip. Okay, base is built. We have got, like, this, that whole, don't do what I did. Upgrading your bombardiers there, having no tokens. I went from having like 3 million tokens to 0, just like that. Now, we are not going to be using Hidden Warriors anymore, I don't think. Another waste of tokens, but hopefully you guys had some fun with that. I sure did. We're going to go 3 mechs. Those are not mechs, those are heavies. 3 heavies, 1 bombardier, and then like this. And you can use second Iron Will, but I just can't get Iron Will timed properly. Bombardiers, by the way, if you get that 4-engine room base, do throw your bombardiers very early. All the bases have their boom cannons and doom cannons and things at the back, so come on, yeah. So look at this. Like, if you drop your bombardiers early, you can clear all of this stuff by the time your heavies show up. So do drop your bombardiers early. We're going to use laser rangers because they're more fun, and I am going to use bricks battle orders just to add to the insanity. I am going to go a little bit on the cautious side as far as clearing the mines because I just don't want to deal with it. I'm going to use 2 barrages because that is my biggest concern right now, is getting rid of all of the mines. We are going to drop brick. Then I'm going to drop all of these ladies over here. We're just going to let the heavy dudes come out front. Not concerned about that mortar at all because our laser rangers are not in the program yet. And then as soon as we get close, we are just going to melt all of the things, like all of the things. Just absolutely pummeling things. Gonna focus on those critter launchers a little bit, and people have gotten that second Doom Cannon, making them a little bit more scary. But look at this, just absolutely melting all of the things. More battle orders, more damage, more silliness. Let's get one more shock out right about there, just because I don't want to deal with critter launchers. And look at that, just done. Like absolutely done like dinner. Crushing this base, and they're not even going to have started yet, and their base is already done because they know it's coming. Like 4 engine room bases. There is 1 engine room base that 4 engine room base. Let me just where they've got like the 1 engine room on the far right hand side that is decent against it. But overall, 4 engine room base is just getting pummeled. So if you're in that 4 engine room level, start looking forward. Start looking at 5, start looking at 6, start making a plan, whether it's going to be Seekers or Bombardiers, Laser Rangers, or any sort of combo. And you see this, like right here? This is exactly what I was talking about. Bombardiers could clear literally all of this stuff with maybe 1 shock, maybe 0 shocks, depending on that, where that shock blaster gets to. You know what? Let's just do that. Let's go Bombardiers. Now, these are not max level Bombardiers. I'm going to make mistakes here because I don't use Bombardiers a ton. And let's see where that Shock Blaster ranges. So Shock Blaster is well placed. So everything I just said has gone out the window. You know what? Let's just stick with the bread and butter. Shall we? We're going to use a barrage about there. Trying to stick to 1 barrage and 1 barrage only. Not getting a ton of value out of it, but it's not awful. We'll put it that way. And now we're going to get brick out. I always go super cautious. Oh, good. Brick's going to go. Come on, heavies. There we go. Come on, heavies. There we go. Getting the shock mines, getting the regular mines, and now we can get 1 good shock and get all that stuff as we get the battle orders out. Now, I am fully aware of all of those mines towards the back. There are a lot of mines at the back. Also, that Doom Cannon worries me. So we're going to get a couple extra hits with the barrage back there. And now, there we go. Barrage actually doing all sorts of good stuff for us as we get the shock right about there. And now let's get over into here. There we go. We are cruising. Absolutely cruising. Laser Rangers, 4 engine rooms, just actually they retreated already too. See, they are well aware that it's just not happening today. 252, well, being cautious and slow. I have yet to see a 4 engine room base do well against a 5 engine room base, simply because they don't have any of the tools. They don't have Bombardiers, they don't have Laser Rangers, they don't have Troop Health. So although I'm rushing a little bit against 4 engine rooms just to put on a bit of a show and get you guys excited about 5s, you don't have to rush. You can go super duper slow and relaxed and chill. And I just did 4 battles where I thought I was recording and I wasn't. So this is going to be my last battle because I screwed up and forgot to hit record. We're going to go a little bit differently. And now this is an attack that I have not done a heck of a lot of. When I say not a heck of a lot, I mean 0. You know what? If we sneak into that right-hand side, though, there is so much value in it. So we are going to go something like this. I don't have Kavan. So for those of you who do have Kavan, maybe, just maybe, you're going to get even better results out of this. But we are going to get all of these mines right about here cleared out, and then we're going to smoke our troops in here. Simply why we're smoking our troops is because I have not used smoke on any of these accounts yet, and I really want to use smoke with these guys because there's just something to be said about smoking your troops in on bases. And flares themselves are fantastic. I gotta say, I love the fact that there are flares to start this season. It just makes it feel more like Boom Beach and less like other Supercell games. I don't know if that makes sense to you guys or not, but I really, 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 really like flares when it comes to Boom Beach. Probably more so than I should, because I haven't played a heck of a lot of the other Supercell games. I just really, really like using flares and smokes. It just makes it feel like proper. I don't know if that makes any sense or if that's just me being completely and utterly biased, but I really, really, really like using smokes and flares. And so that is what we're going to be doing right now. Possibly to our peril. We have made many, many, many mistakes at the moment. Need to get rid of some of those gosh darn critters. And by the way, I have no idea if those critters count towards percentages or not. Let's get a flare out because this is just turning into absolute ridiculousness. Need to get rid of you. Probably should have flared the engine room instead, but it's at that point where things just went sideways and now we need to recover as fast as we possibly can. Come on, dudes. Get that engine room down. Then we need to worry about that Doom Cannon. I'm going to be super low on gunboat energy here. Don't have enough for a flare and all of the things I need. So we're just going to flare onto that right there. Maybe should have thrown out some form of a smoke. Ugh, come on. Get the win because we were sitting there gabbing. Need to get a little bit more bombardier action onto that engine room. This point right here, seizure inducing. That was not good. Like right there, I totally blew the battle. Up until then, we were doing fairly okay, and then I just watched as my heavies walked into the range of that critter launcher. We lost. Yeah. Not any sort of surprise there at all. But first time using smoke on the 5 engine room level for me, and I gotta say, it's attractive. It is drawing my eye. I am regretting not maxing my bombardiers. My other account already has laser rangers and it doesn't have smoke, so I should have either gone to seekers or bombardiers. I said I was gonna. This is the base. If you're gonna be at the 4 engine room level and you're gonna try and push into 19 or 20 or 21, this is the base you probably need to have. This is the only base I've seen that is any sort of difficult, and we're just gonna smoke past it. Ugh. This is I said that was last one was my last base. This is my last battle. We're going to throw you over there. We're just going to sacrifice those guys and we're just going to bring all the rest up here. We're just going to smoke all of these ladies and gentlemen's over to here. And then we're just going to, oh man, this is going to be so not good or so amazing. So I'm going to go way too many fat smokes here. Something like that. And then hoping, yeah, brick is there. Sweet. So we are going to shock about there and battle orders and just crush everything in our path. Like just absolutely murder all of the things. Come on, heavies. Get all of the things out there. Getting the heavies out using our battle orders as well. And then just crushing all of this stuff, hitting this thing from the back and hitting it oh so ridiculously hard. Come on, ladies. There we go. I think this base is done. I've never attacked that way. Smoking laser rangers is not something I recommend anyone really do, but at the same time, that was really fun. I have struggled against that base. I've made a bunch of mistakes against that base, and throwing out smoke and battle orders and look at you. That was so good. I hope you guys like that because those are the kind of attacks that feel Boom Beachy to me. Maybe it's just my operation attack background, but that felt like Boom Beach to me. So that's what I'm going to do for this account. It will probably languish a little bit because I did silly things like getting both bombardiers and laser rangers maxed and smoke and heavy hidden warriors and just kind of showing you that you can make many mistakes in your tech tree and still go far. Anyways, that is all for me. As always, thank you so much for coming in. Thank you for all the kind words you guys sent me on my day off. And I shall talk to you soon. As always, code ZMOT in your creator boost. Do keep your eyes peeled for some Squad Busters video gameplay. I don't even know if I'm saying the name of the game right. I played for like 5 minutes on the drive home. Keep your submarine diving. That is so important, and it's become a little bit of a catchphrase for me for whatever reason. So keep it diving. Keep booming those beaches. I'll talk to you soon. Thanks for coming in. I'm ZMOT. Peace.